Good evening and welcome to Conversations with Segun today. I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm here. It's another Tuesday evening and it's time for us to further our conversations. And as usual, I have wonderful guests in the house seated already in the green room waiting. It's about that time. Go tell all your friends, tell everyone that we are here. We're live on Conversations with Segun tonight. All right, so I want to see those that are here already, those who are watching, wherever it is you're watching from. Put a comment in the comment section of wherever you're watching. Let me know that you're here. I want to see you. My guest, Dr. Blessing Inubiwon, is already seated in the green room. She's watching right now. She can see us. But I want to see those who are here first before we bring her on set. By the way, it's International Women's Day. It was yesterday. But this episode is in commemoration of the International Women's Day. And so Dr. Blessing is going to be talking to us about the role of the women in the post-COVID world. And she would definitely do justice to the topic. But like I said, before we start, first things first, share this stream to your contact. Let people know that we are here. Share this video. If you're watching from Facebook, share it. If you're watching from YouTube, share it. Share it on WhatsApp. Let people know that we're here and let them join us live here tonight. And if you're already here, I want to see your comment live in the comment section. Put a comment. Let me know that you're here and let me know where it is you're watching from. I see some people from YouTube, some people from Facebook. Yes, welcome, welcome. Put a comment in the comment section. Let's know that you're here and that you are ready to join us tonight. My guest is ready. Well, if I want to read her resume, it will be something that we won't finish reading and analyzing. For those of us who saw the adverts that we did, we put a short bio of her there. She's the HSE lead for one of the thriving oil and gas nationals around. And so she does that plus other things that she does, but she's here. Okay, I see some people are live already. eCampus Television, welcome. Says hi, I'm watching from Lagos. Fantastic, good to have you. Please do share the stream to your contact. Let people know that we're here and that we're ready to go. All right. El Favor, how are you there? Good evening. My name is Favor and I'm watching from Abuja. Fantastic. So we have people from Lagos, Abuja. I know a lot more are watching from the city where I reside, live here in Warri. Don't be left out. If you're watching, put a comment in the comment section. Share the stream to your contact. Let people know that we are live. Share it on WhatsApp. What Dr. Inubiwon, by the way, I'm going to ask what the meaning of that name is when she comes. But what she's going to be sharing to us tonight is too valuable for us to keep to ourselves. It's something we should share with others. All right, let me not waste any further time. Like I said, my guest is here. She's ready. I'm going to bring her into the studio. Dr. Blessing, welcome to the studio. Let me not waste any further time. Let me bring you live on set. How are you, ma?
I'm fine, thank you. Good evening, and thank you for having me. How are you, Sheikh Manuel?
I am fantastic. Good to have you here. I don't know if you remember the first time we met. It was live like this when I was to host Alibaba and the network wasn't working properly.
I remember.
And you joined. Yes. Small world. Today I'm hosting you live here on Conversations with Segun, and you are our guest for the night. So you are no longer representing. You're no longer stepping in for Alibaba. You are live on here yourself.
That's excellent. Thank you so much.
Good to have you. So I know you work with one of the leading oil and gas majors around, but I've seen you do a lot in the women empowerment space, and that is why when I thought of someone who would come today and talk to us about the International Women's Day and all the activities to commemorate that, you were the best person that fits that role. Tell us your journey into oil and gas. It's not a common thing for women to be in that industry, but you are there. Tell us your journey, thus far.
Okay, thank you. That's a very interesting perspective. I thought that we're just going to go straight into women. I'm glad you're also interested in my oil and gas journey. Actually started in the oil and gas business by mistake, right? I was working, I finished school, served, and I was trying to get into the civil service. And I went to visit someone and I met them talking about the position in SPDC. And I'm like, why not? Let me try. And when I got there, I just found myself. I loved the environment from day one. It was just absolutely, I remember the first assignment I was given. I was asked to call a team leader, which by hierarchy is very somebody that is high up there. And I was asked to call and find out why there were deviations in their operations for their day according to the morning report. And because I wanted to prove myself, I just went to meet one or two people and I asked, okay, what does this team leader do? And why am I'm just resuming, why am I the one to come and ask him why there are deviations? They said, you are a HSE officer and you are a compliance manager by definition of what you do. And I went straight on. I think I remember when the team leader saw me, he was taken aback to say, "Oh, is it this small girl that was asking me?" Because I just took it in stride because the person that was mentoring me told me, "This is the opportunity to prove yourself. You have to show that you can do it." And I went straight on and I was like, "Sir, from the morning report, these are the non-conformances. Why do we have such non-conformance?" And the man, when he gave me everything that I needed, and I left there feeling like a giant, you know? How can me, small me, demand and get responses, from people? And I found out that led me into the search for knowledge, more or less. I was a contract staff, but I networked my way and found my way into the Shell Open University. That is usually an exclusive for Shell staff. But because I wanted to, because if you're only able to ask the right questions if you know what you're doing. So I wanted to be able
True.
to, yeah, find out where people are going wrong. I met a couple of people. I remember Mr. Solomon Ararire. Fortunately, he's still one of my bosses as of today, and he took me under his wings. I wanted to know what the oil production was all about. I wanted to, because then I think I was put in Torugu gas plant. I through all those mentoring on the job training, I knew what the oil and gas business was all about, production, and that was how I started to find my feet little by little before I moved into projects. HSE though, providing HSE support for projects. The Torugu gas plant project was one of such. So many sojourns in the oil and gas from a safety
So
perspective.
it, it would be right to say that you have cut your teeth in the oil and gas industry, even though as a woman.
Yes, it's a journey. I still learn every day. The oil and gas environment is very dynamic. Yes, the technical aspects, you could feel like you're grounded, but knowledge transforms every day. I'm fortunate to be a member of the Society of Petroleum Engineers, and the knowledge changes every day. You think you know this already, and by tomorrow there are new technologies. So it's a great environment to be in. I encourage women, young girls alike. And in fact, I started going from schools to schools these days, trying to get young girls to get into STEM. That is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
I think that is something you must mention again because for a lot of young people around the area where I reside, worry, people don't know about STEM. And that is one place that a lot of funding and a lot of money and a lot of attention is being put
Exactly.
into. Mention that again and explain a little further on that.
All right. STEM, you mean? Okay,
Yes,
STEM
STEM.
is an acronym. Yes, STEM is an acronym for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. STEM is science based already from what I've mentioned, right? Science, technology, engineering, mathematics. And these four focus areas, right? They are the basis for where we are going today. The world is technologically driven. Digital
Sure.
transformation, digital advancement, and the basis of most of it is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. That is just, in a nutshell, what STEM is about. And the funny thing, I was in a school a couple of days ago. I had up to like 50 students in a class, and I had only four science students. I made the head of the school to commit to having more science students. You know, even if you don't want to use it tomorrow, the very fact that science is based on logic, it gives you a thought process that you will enjoy later in life if you don't enjoy it right now as a growing child, as a young girl. Okay, we're talking about the woman now, but this transcends gender, males, females. Everybody should have a background in science,
So for
technology,
those
math.
of us who are art based, this cuts us off. But like you said,
No, it doesn't. It doesn't cut you off.
we should all have a background in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics with the way the world is going.
Yes.
Agreed. I agree. So tell me quickly before we go to the discussion for today, what were some of the challenges for you navigating your way as a woman in the oil and gas industry? Like I said earlier, the industry is not a place where it's common for if you have 10 engineers, you have like two women or even one. Sometimes you have 10 engineers and there's no woman in there. How's it been for you navigating your way to where you started to where you are now as a woman?
Okay, I'm talking about biases. I think it's something that I've lived it all of my life. So at some point, I don't see it anymore because most of and when I started growing and coming into myself, I realized people don't see me coming. I walk into a room and people will be like, "She's just some nice-looking girl," and that's it. And I startle people by the time I start to share my perspective. So the biases really mean nothing to me because I know that it will come and I know that I'll surmount it. So that's the beauty of being in the industry. Yes, anywhere I go to, the first step, the first like I said, I don't look at it anymore because I expect as I go into the room, I expect people to say, I remember somebody saying to me, "You have a doctorate in fashion and design," and I laughed. But over time, yes, yes. So it's for me, it's a fact of life. So I see it and I just let it pass because I know that I'll surmount it.
So
So
what is that one thing?
challenges are fine; they're welcome.
What's that one thing that helped you surmount these challenges of people saying, "Oh, doctor in fashion and design"? What's that one thing? What would you, what if you're advising a young female in the oil and gas industry today, knowing that she's going to face these challenges? What would be that one strong thing that she will hold on, that you advise her to hold on to, to get beyond all of this?
I think the quest for knowledge, learning, learn every day. Because that person that has that bias, you're going to prove to that person in a very short while that he's wrong. And the only way you can prove that person wrong is to show that is to show the stuff you're made of, that you are not just a pushover, that there is something, there is a lot of substance underneath whatever the person has whatever the impression the person has built up around you. So I think my key tool is to continue to learn. If I don't know it today, it's fine because I'll know it tomorrow.
So true. So true.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to the cross of the discussion today. We're talking International Women's Day, and we're talking with you, who's a professional, not just in HSC, but also in the oil and gas industry. Let me ask, how? Let's look at the story of the World Trade Organization Director General, who's a
Wow.
Nigerian and a woman. She has set the women on a pedestal, and
Exactly.
the whole, in fact, the timing of her becoming the director general and the timing of the International Women's Day coincided properly. So if we're talking women, that would be a standard.
Exactly.
But other than that, that for me, that's one in, I wouldn't say a million, that's one in 100,000. What are the things that women need to do to begin to bring their expertise to the table? How were you able to bring your expertise to the table? I know you will talk about learning, or you need to get the relevant information, but other than that, there's a wit you need to get in the marketplace. What does the woman need to do to get that edge in the marketplace aside from education?
Hmm. Okay. There's the spunk factor. So yesterday I was in a panel session, and I'll just I'll just give you back some of the things I picked up yesterday, just yesterday here. Um, a lady said, one of the women, she's CEO of an oil and gas company, and one of the most six powerful women in oil and gas globally. She said, you have to have something in you before somebody can build you. So
Come again with that.
you have to have something in you. There has to be a spark before there is a fire, right? Right?
Yes.
Good. So you have to have spark. You have to have spark. You have to have, if it's a flare, if it's a desire, if it's passion, if it's a need, there has to be, you have to, something has to come from within for you to be seen, right? If you don't have anything internally, trust me, people might discover you because you're very beautiful, you're very likable, but when you get there, you will just pan out. So you have to have something inside of you. There has to be a thirst, a hunger to be it, to stand out, to be above average. That is the first step. I want to be. I want to be. Desire, the need, the want, the hunger to be. That is the first step.
Okay.
Yes. Apart from the education, because at some point, maybe some people did, if you, education is great, super great, but I didn't say you have to go all out to get an education. I said you have to learn every day. And learning takes on different forms. You could take the educational part of it, you could take the interaction part of it, right? How you interact with
Sure.
people. Yes, so that is what I'm saying. If you don't have something internally, all of the other things around you will take off, but you will not take off.
So it has to be internal first.
Yes.
Okay, so fantastic. Yeah, you've taken off because you have it in you, and you've gotten all the learning. You've
And you can build
started.
it. You can build it.
Yes. So that's where I'm going to. That's where I'm going next.
Yes.
After you have the spark and you are on the table, what happens next?
Building, right?
Remember, we're talking for the woman now, for
Yes.
the female folks. So go ahead.
Yes. Okay. For the building, right? That is where your education, your connections, your family unit, where you are from, the people you have around you, right? The things that propelled you. You need to be in the right place, right? After your spark, you find yourself in the right place. You mix up with the right people. You go to the right places, right? Where you mix up with people that will ignite that spark in you. So that's very critical. And then, yeah, you get mentorship or sponsorship.
Can you, doctor, differentiate between mentorship and sponsorship? I have a lot of young people who come to me and say, "Oh, I want you to mentor me," but what they're actually looking for is they want me to sponsor them. They are not here to do the work. I don't want to learn from you. I already know. I already know my way. I just need you to put me on your back, put me on your platform. So there's a difference between that mentorship and sponsorship. Can you throw more light on that so that young people can actually learn?
Okay. I like to talk about mentorship and sponsorship as like the difference is not very much, right? Mentorship is like a conscious effort to guide someone. You go on, it's a two-way street. You can be a mentor and also and then the other person is a mentee, right? Depending on which side you're standing on. Someone you look up to, you go under the person's wing, so the person guides you, tutors you, mentors you through a certain path, depending on which path you want to go to. Then sponsorship could still be within that same climb, but this time is like standing on that person's shoulders to reach. That person is taking you now. Sponsorship is more like I said, standing on that shoulder to reach. It is is it horizontal now?
Yes.
Yes, I'm not vertical.
It's vertical.
Mentorship,
Vertical.
Yes, vertical, then horizontal is this way. Thank you. Sometimes I mixed up my left and right too. So, so the sponsor now begins to put in both of them have a lot of resources involved, but the sponsor now moves you to a higher level, consciously, deliberately markets you. Oh, this is my protege. I want this person to go this. But it's a mentor. You are learning, under the mentor's wings. If he likes, he takes you here, there, but it's mostly like focused learning from that continuous interactions between, a mentor and a mentee. Sponsorship is taking that mentorship to another level. Deliberately projecting you for specific positions.
So let's dwell on mentorship and sponsorship, Dr. Blessing. I cannot sponsor you until I have mentored you.
Well,
because in mentorship, I get to know you, I get to test you, I get to watch you. In mentoring, I get to do all of that. It is what I found of you when I'm mentoring that will make me say, oh, this guy is good enough for me to begin to introduce him to other opportunities. Am I correct?
Yes, you're correct.
So what that will mean will be, if you want my sponsorship, then you must be willing to have me mentor you. Because I will not sponsor who I don't know.
Of course.
I will not sponsor who I've not tested.
There has to be interactions, contact before sponsorship will come in. You're very correct about that.
And so a lot of young persons need to get this right.
Understand the difference.
Because they come and say, I want mentorship. But when you really hear what they're asking for and what they're waiting for, it is actually sponsorship. Give me your platform. Show me to your network. They're asking for all of those. And I really don't know you. You haven't done enough with me to be able to say, I know that this guy is good enough, has the credibility, has integrity for me to take him to the next level, to begin to show him to my network. What if I show you to my network and you go ahead, man?
And you mess it up. Young people must be willing to serve, not just young people. Everybody now, in any capacity that you want to lead, you must be willing to serve within that space. It's very difficult most of the times, no matter how good you are, to just go into a place, railroad everybody into, looking at you like a star. You have to show the stuff you're made of. Even if you're a star, you have to demonstrate the star qualities you have before people will begin to say, oh, this person is super. So, but these days we see that our young people are missing the point. They just want to go somewhere and immediately take the reins of leadership. But they have forgotten that being a leader is also being a servant. If you have not served, how are you going to lead?
True. So everyone who is aspiring for a leadership position must, first of all, aspire to serve,
Yes,
because
you
it's
must
service.
demonstrate your leadership capacities, and it is in the doing that people will see that you can lead, right? I give you, and let me use your platform now, for example. I want to come on your show and become a co host. How am I going to be a co host if I have not come to your studio? First of all, I have a conversation with you, and you see that, oh, this person has the diction, he has the content internally. How will you do that if I have not maybe written a letter to you, for example, or written content for a program, right? And then you now have me sit. You won't tell me to come to your studio that day, on the day I come and say, I want to be a co host. It's going to take a process. I have to get used to you. I have to get in sync with you. There's so many things involved.
So, very, very valid point you made, Dr. Blessing. If this is all we hammer on today, I think we would have addressed not just women, but also men. Because, a lot of women think that, oh, because I'm female, you should treat me, give me some level of preference, sponsor me because I'm female. There are 10 men and just me. So you should, yes, we agree and know that you should treat women right and treat them special. But in the marketplace, what you bring to the table is what differentiates you. Back to service. Service, for those who have not heard this before, is the shortest cut to leadership.
Exactly.
Doctor was just talking about, if you want to be a co-host with me on this program, what do you need to do? Come to the studio, write a script, do something as simple as working in the comment section. Doctor, there's a comment section that I'm bringing online now. As simple as putting comments that are valid, that are relevant to the discussion, I'm beginning to think and say, oh, this person, if ever I'm not around, this guy would be able to do it because of the way he is commenting. I'm seeing there are a lot of other people who are seeing. We don't give you opportunity to serve. You look for an opportunity to serve. Where's Mr. Segun having a challenge? Where's Dr. Blessing having a challenge? That's what mentorship is about. I look for the opportunity and fill in the space. I hear people say, oh, everybody should be given an opportunity to serve. Nobody gives you an opportunity to serve. You look for the space, you look for the lacuna, like they say in Latin. Look for the
Yeah.
lacuna and you feel it. And that's what real mentorship is about. Before we ever come to talk about, sponsorship, don't ask me about sponsorship if you have not done mentorship with me. I wouldn't even listen. And I'm sure it's the same for Dr. Blessing.
Well, yes, to a very large extent. If I see, like, the difference with me, sometimes I look out for potentials deliberately, right? And I say, oh, this person has this. That is the spark I'm talking about, the first step. If he has it, sometimes some people just need a little help, a little bit of help. So when I see people like that, I'm able to lift a hand, lift a hand. But you still have to see some form of willingness. Give a helping hand and lift the person up to where you are. So that's the little
Yeah,
difference between.
you
But
just
at the same time, yes, at the same time, it's a two-way street. not a one-way communication. There has to be flow of communication and understanding between a mentor and a mentee.
Fantastic. I also think that those who are asking to be mentored or sponsored should be clear on what they want. You must know the difference of mentorship and sponsorship, so you are clear when you're going out for that. Sir, I want you to sponsor me. I'm looking for sponsorship. I need what you have. Can you help me out? So it will now go to where you talked about. Oh, I see that this guy's already doing well. He just needs a helping hand. And for anybody to sponsor you, they must do a background check. They must.
Of
Nobody
course.
puts their name. The thing about sponsorship is that whoever you sponsor, you put your name on it. And you will not put your name on anything that you do not have background details about.
Yeah.
All right, we've hammered on that a lot. Somebody asked a question. I think I should put this there. Very quick question. Why do some women have this dependent mindset, ma? Please share.
Okay. This question is very brief. I'm trying to understand. Dependent.
It's a
You mean
very quick question. Why
yes?
do some women have this dependent mindset? You know,
Dependent.
I was talking about the situation where you have 10 men and a woman, and the woman just thinks you have to treat me special because I'm the only woman here. I'm the woman in the midst of all the men. Why is that?
It's a couple of things, but upbringing upbringing goes a long way into forming who we are as people. If you see a woman that has a mindset of a dependence perpetually, it has to do with where she is coming from, probably, right? Maybe the females are giving handouts, they are, or maybe I would say there's nothing wrong with being a full-time housewife, right? Maybe sometimes you see women that people from homes where the man is the sole provider. I mean, sole provider through and through. Mommy does not go to work. Mommy stays at home fully. So it plays into what the children from that home will get to be. It's not that is not always the case, but it could result into something like that. And then the associations the young girls pick up as they grow, as the friends, the people they relate with, they all form that into that. But I don't know if that kind of dependent mentality is still the norm these days. I think that mentality is changing. It could have been the way what you're saying now, dependent, maybe a couple of years back. But right now, you see a lot of young girls struggling. These days, most girls you see have something to sell, something to do, a kind of craft. Everybody is learning something. It's very difficult to see girls that are totally, totally dependent these days. I think times are changing.
True, I agree with you. Times are changing. Uh, someone says something. I just thought to put it up. It says, if you say it is
Yeah.
upbringing, I can humbly say that out of 20 women, 18 will always feel entitled, especially in this part of the world. I feel it's a sign of weakness and laziness. Well, it depends on your point of view.
Well, being weak and lazy is one thing. Being entitled is another thing, right? You can even some women could be working 24/7 and they are still entitled. You
I
understand? So
agree.
it's a mindset. It's a mindset thing. If you feel that, oh, I am too much, everything should come to me, that is a different mentality from being weak and lazy. Lazy and being weak maybe is your makeup as a person. But entitlement is something we gain as it grows, especially if it's been fed, right? The girl goes here and she asks for this and she gets it. She bats her eyelids and everybody, jumps at it. It becomes a way of life for her. So the more we reinforce that entitlement mentality, the bigger it gets. So we can fix laziness and weakness. The entitlement is a different matter entirely.
True. I don't agree that African women are lazy, because our mothers are the hardest
No.
working around, handling multiple things, handling families, handling their jobs, handling all kinds of things. So it's that entitlement for me, I think, is a they feel that the way you show me that you love me is for me to be entitled to you for some things. You see a woman, you give her all the money, she makes all the money in the world, and she's still waiting and saying, so she's not lazy, but she's like she's
No.
entitled to her husband's money. Give me, because I see someone say it in the comment section now that they are always waiting for. They have look at let's put it there. They said they have this mind that a man should do the bringing. Yes, that's how nature plans it out. Man should do the bringing. They are entitled to that your money. Uh, that's how it is for a woman. The joy they feel when they collect your money is inexplainable. A man should be the provider of everything. Yes, yes, yes. All right, let me see this other comment. And someone says it's a mindset thing, and I agree.
Yeah.
It's a mindset thing. It's a mindset thing. Okay, let's see this other question. I have someone who feels that everything that happens to her is associated to someone. She must see someone to blame. Is that also an entitlement mentality? A lady who has somebody to blame for everything that happens to her. Doctors, like, you have lost power. Can you still hear me? Okay. While we wait for doctor to come back, I will go on with some of the questions we have. I can still see her. Doctor, can you hear me? Okay. Kolawole Elijah says, I understand you better, sir. Fantastic. Thank you. Good to know that you have better understanding of the question that you asked. Well, Doctor has been able to share with us highlights of all the things that we needed to learn on. But I needed her to make one last point before she leaves on what females can do to go forward. Hopefully she joins us soon, but she just left. Emmanuel, that's only associated. That isn't only associated with women. It's general. Okay, you're answering to Emmanuel's question where he said that the people feel that whatever happens to them is associated to someone else. Yes, so it's not associated with women only. It's more. It goes across both men and women feel the same way. Let me thank everyone who has joined us tonight. Doctor is back. I'm going to bring her back on. I think she lost power, or which one now? Doctor, you lost power? Or your laptop went off?
Yes, I did.
Okay, welcome back.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Fantastic. Good
Okay.
to know that you are back. So let's wrap up quickly before we let you go. The program is for 30 minutes, and we have done 40 minutes like we have not even started. So the conversation obviously is an interesting conversation. Let's what would be your, by the way, I like what's on your background. The best things in life aren't things. Oh, she's gone. She's gone. Hopefully we'll get her back again. But I liked what was on her background where it said the best things in life aren't things. The best things in life are people. Best things in life are relationship. Tell me, what do you think are the best things in life? Someone says, how can we relate with these modern ladies in terms of association? That's not where we're going tonight. Delta TV events, Delta Events TV. Doctor should be back on soon. My final question for her would be, what do ladies need to do to be relevant in today's world? Knowing that. Welcome back, Doc.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I lost power. My
Understandable.
inverter went off. Yes, I thought it was
Understandable.
it's not.
Okay, so I was saying that we have had 40 minutes conversation in what was supposed to do 30 minutes. So it shows that the conversation is interesting. But I want to wrap it up and bring it to a landing. What would be your advice to the single mother, to the married woman, to the young girl who's just starting? What would be your advice? What do they need to do to stay ahead in the post-COVID world? When COVID came, Doctor, we didn't plan for it. This is about a year now because it was March, April that the world was shut down. We didn't plan for it. We didn't prepare for it. People envisaged that a lot of things were going to happen, but now we have been able to surmount it. What do ladies, what do women need to do in commemoration of the International Women's Day? What do they need to do to stand out in this post-COVID world? I give you a few minutes to say 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever over your fingertips. These are the things that ladies need to do to stand out in post-COVID world. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the theme of this year's International Women's Day is leadership, right? And the most important thing that women should do right now in the post-COVID world is to take leadership, is to grow themselves as leaders in every single perspective. The world is in dire need of leaders. You see, COVID-19 has done a lot of havoc. There's so many, the economic structures, governance, policies, the livelihoods, right? Food systems, agriculture, education, the health sector, travel. COVID has wreaked a lot of havoc, and things will never be the same again. But there we go again. Before now, in this, when I was trying to look through this, I just saw something about the role of women. What are we talking about here? Women have always had a role in this planet. Women are caregivers. They are mothers. They are nurturers. They are lovers. In fact, they are life givers, right? And we are born leaders. If you look at statistics, women are better leaders than men. But
True.
because of the nature of women, whether we like it or not, we are not starting from the same stage. I quote my mentor, Engineer Chikezie, on this. Yesterday, he said, this is a man talking, so I'm going to repeat his words. He said, we are not starting from the same position. There are cultural biases that we cannot start to talk about here. So, women must rise up to that challenge. Even if we do not rise up to that challenge, I put it to you, Segun, today, because for you to call me on board, I want to take it that you are a he for she promoter, right? Even if you're not, I am. Yes. Even if I know you are. So I'm going to make you my number one he for she promoter today. That anywhere you are, once you see a woman that has a little bit of capacity in her, I need you to lift her up. I need you to support her, right? Just so that women can get to, because societies are disrupted beyond what we know. We need to build back the society into the levels that we had. See, our moral structures has disintegrated a whole lot within this 1 year. A lot of things have happened to us as a species, humans, Homo sapiens. And this is the time, the best time we can recover is now. Men have been doing a lot, but let women come up to speed. Let women take leadership roles and grow together to heal the world. The world needs healing right now. There's a humanitarian crisis. Can you imagine the almighty USA giving checks to families? That is how disruptive COVID-19 has been. Now, we're talking about STEM. I'll bring that STEM issue here right now as I speak. I want women to get into the techie world, digital transformation. And it's going to read into every single aspect of our lives. The family. We want, the world is advancing beyond what we can just say now. AI is doing things. Segun, would you have ever imagined that this is how we're going to be rolling? Let me use the street term. This is how we're going to be rolling.
This whole thing started at the advent of COVID. I found
No,
out
no,
this app, and
this
today,
app,
now I'm
right?
just using this as an example. If I
See
was
what
going
I
to
mean?
interview you before, I was going to make sure you were available, travel from wherever you were, come to the
Mhm.
studio, have a video man, at least two video men to get two different angles. We have a director. You have your security, your driver, your personal assistant, or every of these things have to come in line for us. But right now, you are sitting in the comfort of your home office. I'm on my dining table in my house. There are people in different locations across the world watching live, real time,
Yeah,
online from their phones and their laptops, watching all of this, and we can share it everywhere just because COVID came and we were able to shift.
that's what I'm saying. So women need to take that digital transformation seriously, right? Wherever you are as a woman, you need to move with the times. You need to, no, sorry, I take it back. You need to get ahead of the times. You need to lead from a point of knowledge. We need to rethink the future. That is the way that is the kind of role I want women to play. Yes, because even that digital transformation I am talking about, you can bring it to play in the home. This evening, as I got back from school, I went to YouTube and I went to Mass Prof for my daughter's lessons. Right? She'll go to school. We have a private lesson, but because I want STEM to resonate in them, right? I'm running them through YouTube. That is the kind of advancement I'm talking about. I have you lesson. There's so much, right? So that we can have children that are relevant in the world of tomorrow, in the future, with our children and ourselves, because we are the builders of society. Women build societies, right? So we need to take that technological advancement seriously. And then these days, the value chain in agriculture, right? If we even go to the rural women, so see what I mean by saying every woman should advance technologically. In agriculture, the value chain is opening. These days, you see very young girls, they have farms. They're processing foods in different ways. And a little bit of techie, right, is going to help you advance in that your area of expertise or where you want to develop yourself. So this is like a call to action for you as a woman to develop your technical capacity. If you can go to WhatsApp and be transmitting messages, gossip, sorry if I have to use those words, then you can take 5-10 minutes to improve on technologies that are around you and bring it to bear on your children. Somebody just said something. Integrity is one of the best things of
Best
life.
things. Yeah.
Yes, it's one of the best things in life. Exactly. That is well taken, and I thank you for that perspective. Right. So women are key in the post-COVID world, in the future that is unfolding and reinventing before us. Right. So leadership is key. And that
Key.
I said something earlier. I said I want men to sponsor, promote women, right? We should remove all the biases. Men should kill all the biases they have about women not being able to do this. Let me tell you something. From my personal perspective, I don't think any right thinking woman, right, that sits in the privacy of her home is looking for how to compete with a man. I told you I was with the CEO of an indigenous oil company yesterday, and she was like, "How can you say you will not cook for your husband? My husband does not eat outside the house. My husband eats at home every day, and he will not repeat food." I'm talking about a woman that has 13. She has built 13 subsidiaries from an oil and gas company. She has an offshore asset, OML 90. So just understand what I'm saying. It does not take anything from you. It does not, being supporting a woman will not make you less of a man. In fact, it makes you a greater man.
I agree. I know because I support one.
Thank you. As like I said, you're my chief he for she promoter.
Thank you for making me your chief he for she promoter. And I think that would be a good place to land tonight on the discussion today. We are almost doing 1 hour, and I want to let you, like, I'm suspecting that person is Folorunsho Alakija. Am I correct?
No, it's not for Lawrence.
Oh,
This woman
really?
lives in Worry.
Tell me, I want to hear about her.
Yes, she lives in Worry. I don't have a permission to call her name, but
Okay, so we'll talk about
she,
that off camera.
yes, yes, yes.
We'll
But
talk about that
she
off
is
camera.
one of the 6 most powerful women in oil and gas.
And she
She is,
lives in
yes,
Worry,
she lives in Worry, and she
and I
believes
don't know her.
that you have a lot of work to do, Segun.
I have a lot of work to do. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, I have a lot
Yes.
of work to do. I
So
have
in
a lot
various
of work.
spheres, if women are in, when we look at the disruptions, because I want to read the role of women to the disruptions in health, in the health and medicine, we also what COVID-19 did to people in the front line, the healthcare workers. We know that majority of nurses are women, right? So we can also bring that to bear as in women in health and medicine. We should increase. We should bringing it back to STEM. We should increase the volume of women in that profession and protect them. And protect them because they put themselves in the forefront. They were the frontliners. They were the foot soldiers, right, in the battle against COVID-19.
Fantastic, fantastic. Women have done a lot in the different leadership positions that they are in, and they are doing also so much more even after COVID-19 and all of that. And like you said, I agree with you totally that women need to do more in leadership. If you don't have anyone to look up to the DG of World Trade Organization.
WTO. And please, every woman should be a role model for every young girl and young boy around. If there is something that you're doing that is going to steer a child, a young person, away from being the best that he can be, you need to stop it right now. You
Sure.
need to stop it. Before we get to the Okonjo Iweala, before we get to Alakija, before we get to Ifejika, let me just to mention a few women. You have the mommies at home. You have the sisters, the aunties, the friends. Those are the people I'm talking about, right? Because before you get to see Okonjo Iweala and Co, you would have seen Sister Carol, Sister Blessing. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
those all of us should act as role models to the children that are behind us, and that is one of our key roles in the post-COVID-19 world. Because a lot of girls will tell you, "Oh, I don't have any role models. All I see is people around me, doing this, that do not come up to scratch."
You have a lot of guys who have mentors and people who they are looking up to, but it's very rare among ladies to see them saying this is my role model. It's rare. I don't know. I
That's
don't
what
know
I'm
if there's
saying. That's why I'm saying that we should be role models for each other. And if
intentionally.
I tell you that intentional, we should be intentional. That is deliberate actions to make sure that people are looking up to us. As I speak to you, I have a number of women that I look up to. I have women that I call auntie, sister. I want to do this thing. What do you think? That kind of thing. And when I look at them, I'm like, I want to be that woman. I
Mm.
want to be that woman that is excelling. I have people that I have stood on their shoulders to get to where I am. And I pray every day that God, if there's anybody that I am going to misguide by this particular step, I pray I don't make it. All right. So
Mm.
because people are looking out for you, whether you like it or not, consciously or unconsciously. So we need to put the right foot forward at every point in time.
Fantastic, Dr. Blessing. Too much content in for one night. Somebody says, I learned a lot tonight. I'm happy that you
Thank
did
you.
learn a lot tonight. And I want to say thank you again to my guest, Dr. Blessing Inubiwon. Thank you. What's the meaning of the name?
Well, my husband said it's then that maybe they're angry and at somebody's success at some point, and the name is they
Inubiwon,
can be angry if they want to be. Yes, I don't speak Yoruba,
Yoruba.
but yes, it's I married from Kogi State, Okun Yoruba. So I think
Okay.
that's what they're trying to say. Like I will still I will still be what I am, so you can get angry or something like that. I don't know.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
like we say in local parlance, belle they pain them.
Then they
You
vex.
know, yeah,
They
they
feel
vex,
vex.
they pain them.
Pain them. But I'm not one of those. I'm not in that school of thought. That they should pain them.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we
yeah.
all have our parts and we should walk our path.
True. I agree.
Yes,
But I love the name anyway. And special
yes.
thanks to Mr. Nubiwon for allowing you to be with us this 1 hour. Extend
So,
our regards to him. Thank you very much. And thank you also for taking our time to empower women. I saw you doing it somewhere else, and that's why I said, come here to do it. And that's the thing about service. I'm sure when you were doing it there, you didn't know that people are watching. I was watching, I'd seen you do something before. I'd known you from the Alibaba time, saw you do something before. And when I saw you doing that again yesterday, I was like, this is the person that I need. And fantastically, everyone on the call has the same thing to say, that it has been an interesting conversation.
oh,
Thank
thank
you,
you
Dr.
so much.
Blessing. We look forward to calling you again, and we hope that when we call you, you will definitely respond.
Anytime. Thank you very much. I love what you're doing, by the way. I love what you're doing very much. Thanks for being a beacon, of hope to a lot of people. And God bless you.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you. Thank you. And have a wonderful night.
And regards
I'll,
to your wife,
oh,
your
yes.
lovely
She'll hear.
wife.
She'll
Okay. Are
hear.
you the one that loves Dodo? Because I was just
Yes.
making plantain. Exactly. I think I've seen something about
I
you and
surrender.
plantain. Well, that's what I'm having for dinner. I can just give you a teaser
Oh, yeah, in
and
the
tell
spirit.
madam to make plantain for you.
Yeah, no, she actually made plantain and snails this evening for dinner.
Oh my
And I was telling her
God.
that tonight is the night.
I know, right? I know, right? She is a
All right.
darling.
Yes, she
Okay,
is.
bye.
She is.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
you
Have a
next time.
wonderful night. Thank you for joining us.
You too.
God bless you. All right, that has been Dr. Blessing Inubiwon. We had a wonderful time. The conversation was exciting. I'm sure you guys enjoyed every bit of the conversation. By the way, you guys didn't say thank you. I only saw Andrew. Every other person watching, you didn't say thank you to our guest. Um, you are learning a lot, but didn't say thank you. Kola Wale says I learned a lot tonight. Twale. Okay, okay, that's your way of saying thank you. You say twale, twale, twale. All right, good, good, good. Somebody else. Okay, he said, thank you so much, Dr. Blessing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. That has been an exciting conversation. It's already 9 o'clock. Very rare. We don't usually get to this time, but because the conversation was interesting, we got to 9 p.m. I can assure you, next week we're having another guest. How many of us have a YouTube channel, and how many of us are doing very well with our YouTube channel? I'm going to bring someone here next week to talk to us about starting a business on YouTube. It's part of what Dr. Blessing just talked about now, being technologically savvy, using all the digital tools that are available to you to your own advantage. By the way, let me share that the flyer for this program today, the flyer with myself and Dr. Blessing, I did it myself under an hour using some of the tools I found online. Just using tools I found online, I did it myself. And you could tell that you could say that thing could pass for being done by a professional. But I did it, I'm not a professional, I did it myself. And so anybody can actually do that right now. You are not doing it because you are not taking advantage of the tools that are available to you. So I'm going to bring someone next week to talk about how to start a business on YouTube, how to build your YouTube channel. She would join me here next week. It's like Doctor is saying, Doctor says, I love the loading song on the flyer, by the way. Yes, so that's how we do. We just keep testing stuff and do what we do. All right, so thank you all. Thank you to Dr. Blessing and her wonderful husband. Thank you to all the guys on the call tonight. Thank you for always joining. By the way, when Mr. Neke was here, two people won two books. We will give you the books this week, so you will get them courtesy of Button Up. You will get your books this week. Do not forget to join us next week, Tuesday. Meanwhile, thank you again for joining. My name is Segun Manuel. I need to go have some rest. I need to sleep. Tomorrow is another working day. I hope your day has been fun, and I hope this added to making your day beautiful. Do have a wonderful night. Ciao.